What if I told you that the first words you speak to yourself every morning determine the quality of your entire day? That before the world even gets a chance to tell you who you are, you have already made the decision. Listen to me. You don't wake up just to exist. You wake up to dominate. You wake up to create. You wake up to win. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, your mind is already at work, setting the tone for the rest of your day. Before you even step out of bed, your thoughts begin shaping your attitude, your energy, and your actions. Most people don't realize this, but the first few moments of your day are some of the most powerful. They determine whether you step into the world with confidence and purpose, or whether you allow negativity, doubt, and distractions to take control. If you wake up and immediately start thinking about your problems, your limitations, or what went wrong yesterday, you are programming your brain to expect more of the same. But if you start your day with thoughts of possibility, gratitude, and determination, you will find that everything around you begins to align with that energy. Your subconscious mind is most impressionable in the first few minutes after waking up. That's why so many successful people are intentional about their morning routine. If you allow your mind to drift aimlessly, it will often default to fear, worry, or stress. This is why some people wake up already feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or frustrated before they even begin their day. But those who take control of their first thoughts, who speak life, possibility, and success over themselves, set a powerful momentum that carries them throughout the day. Think of your mind as a garden. Whatever you plant in the morning will grow throughout the day. If you plant weeds, negative thoughts, self-doubt, or hesitation, you will harvest frustration and failure. But if you plant seeds of confidence, focus, and determination, you will harvest progress and success. What you think about first thing in the morning affects how you feel, and how you feel determines how you act. If your first thought is, I'm tired, your body will respond with low energy. If your first thought is, today is going to be tough, your brain will seek out evidence to prove you right. But if you wake up and say, I am powerful, I am focused, I am ready, your entire physiology will shift. Your energy levels will rise. Your brain will start looking for opportunities instead of obstacles. Your posture will change, your voice will be stronger, and your decisions will be sharper. The way you start your morning doesn't just affect you. It affects how people respond to you, the choices you make, and the results you get. The problem is, most people let the world dictate their first thoughts. They grab their phone and scroll through social media, exposing themselves to negativity, bad news, and distractions before they've even set their own mental foundation. They check their email and immediately feel the weight of other people's demands. Instead of leading their own mind, they allow their environment to lead them. And as a result, they start their day on defense, reacting instead of creating, worrying instead of executing. But the most successful people don't let the world decide their mood, their energy, or their confidence. They take control of their morning thoughts because they understand that their mind is the most powerful tool they have. If you want to take charge of your life, you must first take charge of your mind. And that starts the very moment you wake up. You need to make a conscious decision to fill your mind with powerful, positive, and productive thoughts. Instead of dwelling on problems, focus on solutions. Instead of replaying yesterday's failures, visualize today's victories. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, get excited about what could go right. Your brain is like a supercomputer, and the thoughts you program into it in the morning set the operating system for your entire day. If you run a program of confidence and success, that's what you'll experience. But if you run a program of doubt and fear, your day will reflect that. Your morning thoughts also determine how resilient you are. Life will always throw challenges at you, but the way you respond to them depends on your mindset. If you start your day expecting struggles, you'll magnify every inconvenience, every delay, every obstacle. But if you start your day expecting growth, You'll see every challenge as an opportunity to get stronger. The same event that could frustrate one person could empower another, simply because of the mindset they set in the morning. Champions wake up expecting to win, and that expectation fuels their actions. They don't leave their mindset to chance. They shape it with intention. One of the most powerful ways to control your first thoughts is through declarations. When you wake up, don't wait to see how you feel. Tell yourself how to feel. Speak success over your life before you even leave your bed. Say, I am disciplined. I am confident. I am unstoppable. Say it with power, say it with certainty, and say it until your brain believes it. Because your brain will believe whatever you tell it most often. If you say, I'm not good enough over and over again, that becomes your reality. But if you say, I was born to succeed, that belief will shape your actions and ultimately your results. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. What you tell yourself in the morning will determine the decisions you make, the people you attract, and the opportunities you create. Most people spend their mornings thinking about what they don't want, and that's exactly what they get. But high achievers wake up and declare what they do want. They program their minds for success, and success follows. The good news is you have that same power. Every morning you have a choice. Will you feed your mind with thoughts that elevate you or thoughts that diminish you? Because whatever you choose will become the foundation of your day. Most people go through life as if they are passengers on a bus, moving in whatever direction circumstances, other people, or even their past mistakes take them. They react instead of act, follow instead of lead, and wait instead of create. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success, happiness, or fulfillment. If you don't take control of your life, someone else will. Your job, your family, society, everyone has an idea of who they think you should be, but none of that matters if you don't decide for yourself. The moment you understand that your destiny is not written by fate, but by the choices you make every single day, you unlock the ability to create a life that reflects your true potential. Your past does not define your future. Too many people allow their history to become their destiny. They think because they grew up in poverty, they will always struggle financially. They think because they made mistakes, they are forever limited by them. But the only thing that keeps you trapped in your past is your belief that you are stuck there. Every successful person you admire has a past filled with failures, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The difference is they refuse to let those moments define them. They took control. They made a decision to rise above, to learn, to grow, and to rewrite their own story. You have that same ability. No matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through, you have the power to create a future that looks nothing like your past. Your thoughts and beliefs shape your reality. If you believe you are powerless, you will act powerless. If you believe you are capable of greatness, you will act accordingly. The problem is, most people have been conditioned to doubt themselves. From an early age, they are told what they can't do, what they shouldn't try, and why they won't succeed. Over time, they internalize those limitations and begin to live within them, even though they are nothing more than mental barriers. But just as your mind was programmed to doubt, it can be reprogrammed to believe. The first step to taking control of your destiny is taking control of your mind. You must reject limiting beliefs. Challenge the stories you've been told about yourself and replace them with empowering truths. You are not weak. You are not stuck. You are not average. You are powerful beyond measure. And it's time to start acting like it. Your daily choices determine your future. Every decision you make, no matter how small, is either moving you closer to your destiny or pulling you further away from it. What you eat, how you spend your time, the people you associate with, the content you consume, All of it matters. Success is not built on one massive decision. It is the result of hundreds, even thousands of small choices made consistently over time. That means every day you are either reinforcing habits that push you toward your goals or habits that keep you stuck. The problem is most people don't make intentional decisions. They operate on autopilot. They wake up and do the same things they did yesterday, never stopping to ask themselves if those actions are leading them to the life they truly want. If you want to take control of your destiny, you must become intentional about every choice you make. Because every choice is a vote for the future you are creating. Taking control of your destiny means taking full responsibility for your life. You cannot change what you refuse to own. Too many people waste years blaming their circumstances, their upbringing, their environment, or other people for where they are in life. But blaming never changes anything. It only keeps you stuck. The most successful people don't waste time pointing fingers. They focus on what they can control. They don't complain about their problems. They create solutions. They don't wait for opportunities, they make them. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, you reclaim your power. Because when you realize that you are the common denominator in every area of your life, you also realize that you are the one who can change it. The people you surround yourself with will either fuel your destiny or destroy it. If you are constantly around people who doubt, complain, and settle for less, it will be nearly impossible for you to rise above. Your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your actions. That's why successful people are extremely intentional about who they spend time with. They seek out mentors, friends, and communities that challenge them, push them, and inspire them to become better. If the people around you don't believe in growth, in success, in creating a better future, then you must be willing to distance yourself from them. Because your destiny is too important to be weighed down by the limitations of others. Find people who align with your vision, who support your ambitions, and who remind you of the greatness you are capable of achieving. Fear is the biggest enemy of destiny. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of uncertainty. It keeps people stuck in the same place year after year. But fear is an illusion. It only has power if you let it stop you. Every successful person you admire has felt fear, but they acted anyway. They understood that growth requires stepping into the unknown, taking risks, and being willing to fail forward. If you allow fear to dictate your choices, you will spend your life playing small, settling for less, and wondering what could have been. But when you decide that your destiny is more important than your fears, everything changes. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating opportunities. You stop hesitating and start executing. You stop dreaming and start doing. Because the only way to take control of your future is to take bold action despite the fear. Your life will only change when you decide to change it. No one can do it for you. No amount of wishing, hoping, or waiting will create success. It is only when you take radical ownership of your mindset, your actions, and your decisions that you begin to create the future you truly desire. And once you fully embrace that truth, you will no longer be at the mercy of circumstances. You will be the master of them. From the moment you were born, you were equipped with everything you need to succeed. You were not created lacking. You were not sent into this world incomplete. The talents, the intelligence, the creativity, the drive, it is all inside you. But the problem is most people never tap into it. They spend their lives searching for something external to give them confidence, waiting for someone to validate them, or hoping that a lucky break will change their circumstances. But real success does not come from the outside, it comes from within. The people who achieve extraordinary things in life are not the ones who had the most resources or the perfect conditions. They are the ones who discovered the power already inside them and used it. The biggest lie you have ever been told is that you are not enough that you need something more, something outside of yourself to be worthy of success. Maybe you were told you weren't smart enough, not talented enough, not experienced enough. Maybe you've looked at others who are more successful and thought they had something special that you don't. But the truth is, you have everything you need. You just have to believe it. Every person who has ever accomplished anything great started exactly where you are, with nothing but an idea, a desire, and a willingness to take action. They were not born with more talent, more confidence, or more intelligence than you.